Everything on your offer to the seller should be aggressive other than the price. I'll close this in 14 days. It's a cash purchase. The price is where you can get aggressive.
But what's the most important thing here? The seller wants to sell. It's listed. That's the most motivated person in the world.
The realtors that are those are where you make deals. Crap listings, they've been sitting and they don't answer the phone. Bad realtors are a huge opportunity when they are connected to a good property.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Real Estate Investing Podcast. Today's topic is finding a Subdivide on the MLS. I'm your host, Daniel Apke, joined again by my brother and business partner, Ron Apke. Ron, it was your idea to bring this topic to the show here today. What was the reason for that?
Yeah, man, I think it's a growing topic in land in general. As far as being able to do deals on the MLS, like having a knowledge base behind you and being able to bring that, like finding off-market deals is where you're going to find the best deals without a doubt, I think. But if you can value add on a piece of land, like 100%, like you can find those deals anywhere. And I think the ability to find those deals on the MLS is, I think there's more opportunity than there really ever was, I think, with finding deals on the MLS. With some of the softwares, with the land portal, integrating MLS data, everything like that, I think there's just a ton of opportunity there. And some people just don't have funds to send marketing. So finding deals that way where maybe you can take a deal down from the MLS without any marketing money is a good way to start.
Yeah, and there's really cool ways to get these properties on the market, to target them with specific amounts of road frontage, and we'll get into all of that as well, integrating the MLS with road frontage with all the other stuff and attacking, because you got to realize, I think the main thing here, guys, is yes, a property on the MLS means it's close to market value. Does that matter for subdivides? No, it doesn't. You can still get it at 80% on the market. Yeah, you can negotiate and get it down, and you're going to make a great return. But what's the most important thing here? The seller wants to sell. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's listed. That's the most motivated person in the world.
Yeah, I think it's a little meticulous because you need to find out the road frontage and stuff. And once it's integrated with the land portal, and I know that's not too.
By the time this hits, it might be.
Yeah, 100%. But what I've done in the past when I'm doing this is one thing Zillow and I believe Redfin both have done recently, or in the last year, 2 years, is pretty much all of their listings have parcel numbers. I'm pretty sure, tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they do. So you literally just like go through 60-acre parcels. It looks like it has road frontage, and you click it in, type it into the land portal or something.
They don't all have it, but
it's a high portion because I've looked a lot of parcels up for it because it's not that hard to find them. And you just need, the biggest thing is when you're looking for this deal is like, okay, finding deals with road frontage, knowing the county restrictions, and then finding out what you think the market value after subdividing is. And that's basically your margin there. And that's where you can make a ton of money, where you can buy something for 80% of market value like Dan's talking about.
Why do you think people are sending blind offers for subdivides instead of going on the MLS if they're offering 80%?
Why are they doing just more land?
Yeah.
More opportunities, more sellers. Like if you can go after every property in the country.
But you have a guaranteed seller almost.
Yeah, if you can find it. Less competition, though, or more competition.
It's just less inventory.
Yeah, less inventory, and it's an open market. So, like, might be able to get them for cheaper. Like the deals you get off market with subdivides, you can get them. You can buy for 100, sell for 350 after you subdivide. Like those are the deal. If you're getting it for 60% of market value, 65, like you can make a ton of money on those. Yeah. Your margins, you can still double your money on the MLS 100%. But there's more competition, and there's other people looking for them. At the end of the day, like there are other people kind of doing the same stuff.
Yeah, but a lot of those on the market, maybe. In rural America, there's not going to be much competition on the MLS for subdivides. There's going to be buyers there, and there's going to be some subdivide buyers potentially. Like we had a buyer one time subdivide part of it off to get his money back, and then he kept the rest. So that happens a little bit, but for the most part, it's still, you have all the advantages in my mind of traditional subdivides.
Yeah. I mean, that deal we just sold for whatever, we bought it for $450, sold it for $7, whatever. I know they can subdivide that and sell it for $1 million.
It didn't sell yet, but it is.
Oh, it didn't sell yet. Oh, but I know that parcel can be subdivided, and there's still $300,000-$400,000 in margin. They subdivided one off, not small though yet. At this point, they subdivided like 40 acres.
Just to get some of their money back. Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, I mean, I think, who is this for, Dan? Is this for anyone? Like, you have some time like between your marketing? I don't think it's necessarily for, I know it's not for people who just aren't sending marketing. Like, it's for a combination. Like, it's just another lead source, and I think that's how you need to treat it. Maybe you have a few markets that you're looking at. Maybe you're looking all over the country for stuff like this, finding MLS deals all over the country. Like, it matters, but this is another lead source, and that's how you need to treat it. Having real conversations with these realtors, making good offers that are seller friendly. I think when you are making offers, like, the margins, you can't have a 3-month due diligence. What kind of offer do you like when you're accepting offers? Like, you got to look at it like that when you're making offers on these properties and be really aggressive.
Yeah. So on the land portal, though, you can filter out a lot of cool stuff and say, okay, it's been on the market for 180 days. You can probably get really aggressive with those.
True.
It's been on for 5 days, has a lot of road frontage, getting lots of saves on Zillow. A little bit different. You might have to be more aggressive. So you can target these in different ways, I think. Who's this for, though? I think we got to answer that question. This is for, in my mind, you start getting into legitimate contracts. This is risk. It's like there's a good amount of risk here because you're in the contract. There's a realtor involved. You're buying through all. There's going to be earnest and down payments. Like, this is risky. I think it's for people with a little bit of experience. I don't think this is a first time buy and flip. It's someone with a little bit of experience who maybe has a Subdivide experience. That's not as needed, but you need to know the title and how this stuff works. So and how to target them and what you're looking for. I think it's for someone with a little bit of experience and someone with access to capital. You know what I mean? If you're buying a $200,000 property, yes, it's going to sell for $500,000, but how are you getting funding for that? That's the question. And with those margins, it should be fairly easy, but you start getting $400,000 properties, it gets a lot harder.
Before we get back to the episode, hit the subscribe button below, turn on your notifications if you haven't already. We bring this content to help you guys become better land investors, to have an amazing 2025 in land investing. Other than that, let's get back to the episode.
Yeah, but they need to trust you. Like, the funders, investors are typically a little more wary when there's a project going on the back end. So you need to have assurance. You got to have confidence too in them. Like, if I'm investing in your deal and I know it's just a buy and flip, like nothing being done to it, like, okay, that's pretty manageable for anybody. You just got to post it up and take the calls. But if you're trying to subdivide, like, there's the timelines, and like things can get delayed really, really fast if you're not on top of the survey, or if you're not on top of the county, if you don't do your due diligence properly, everything like that. But yeah, I think 7-day due diligence, having aggressive offers to the sellers. The key is, everything on your offer to the seller should be aggressive other than the price. I think the price is where, like, okay, I'm giving you your money and I'll close this in 14 days. It's a cash purchase, just like people do to us when they're offering us cash. There's going to be a discount. And just being aggressive in that way, with the short due diligence, with no perk test, with no contingencies, all that other stuff. And in that 7-day due diligence period, call the county, make sure you can do everything you want to do with it. And the price is where you can get aggressive.
Don't over push it, though, because you can always negotiate.
Negotiate what? Like the due
Everything.
diligence?
Yeah. You always want to shoot for more.
Yeah.
You say, what do we want? But also, it depends on how much competition there is. If it's been sitting and they're getting no and there's no other offers, they're going to negotiate with you. You know what I mean? So you can ask for 21-day due diligence, ask for more, and then always come down.
Yeah.
On everything. And then price, get more aggressive on.
I definitely being aggressive on price if you're having a cash offer, stuff like that.
You have a cash offer. That's the thing. You can drop the due diligence, drop the time to close. You have the cash ready to go. And then, so you take it from 21-day due diligence to 7, non-refundable earnest, whatever you end up doing. And then really, really drop the price is what cash, quick, easy.
So you think the land portal is going to be like the vehicle for a lot of people to go after these deals?
For subdivides?
Yeah.
It's the only vehicle.
MLS, I mean.
MLS subdivides.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be simple. You're going to go in. I don't want to give anything away too early.
Yeah.
But yes.
But yeah, I mean, right now, you can do it right now. Like, there's no excuse without a software that makes it easier for sure, without the MLS on the land portal right now.
But you can target, yeah. But the good thing about the land portal, you have all these proprietary filters that is connected with MLS.
100%. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing, guys, is there's only so many. Like, you want to find the area that I wouldn't go too big of an area. Like, you want to go rural. So go outside of big cities, 3 counties outside of big cities, and then just start looking at properties. Like, it takes a little bit of a little bit of work for sure to find leads, but then you just got to start calling the realtors. The best properties, the best deals are the ones that are sitting and the realtors you cannot get a hold of. Like those are the deals. Those are where you make deals, is the realtors that are shit. The realtors that are shit and they have listings, crap listings, they've been sitting and they don't answer the phone. That is the opportunity. Bad realtors are a huge opportunity when they are connected to a good property.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm really excited for those. You just got me thinking down a spiral. But so you want to go through like the steps of how to work these deals? Like where would you start? It's MLS. My advice for like where to start for something like this that's big.
Also for sale by owner on Zillow.
We'll have that.
Yeah, like for sale by owner also as well. Or wherever you're looking, whatever your data source is, whether it's Zillow, Redfin, Realtor, Land
No, we
Portal,
won't have that on Zillow.
anything like that.
Yeah, I was thinking those are.
But you're
there's no
going
way for
over
us to
steps
get
and
that.
stuff like that.
Yeah, the steps I think in general, like I would, if you're on the MLS, you're looking on the MLS, and it's for a Subdivide like we're talking about, I would start somewhere near you, honestly. I think that's a good, you don't need to. Don't take that too seriously. It's not like you have to start near yourself, but it's not a bad idea. It's a project-based thing. You're going to need subdividers. You're going to need realtors. You're working with a realtor. You can go see the land. It's $200,000. When you're talking about investors too, if you say this is 30 minutes for me, it's a little bit more of a selling point as well.
The only thing is like you're not going to find a deal in every county without a doubt. Like there just aren't that many pieces of land that fit this.
Yeah.
So like you have 3, 4, 5 counties around you. There's a chance you can find a deal.
They'll come though.
100%.
It might not be a deal now.
Turn on notifications. Whatever you can do. Yeah.
Work with a realtor because they're going to have a realtor. So it's not going to take anything from you necessarily. So get on a MLS feed from a realtor over 40 acres. And have that come.
All those counties, yeah.
And 2 or 3 counties right there, you're going to get opportunities, no doubt. Those will have the parcel number on them.
100%, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, as far as steps to do it, like, yeah, you need some kind of feed, like where are you getting the listings, everything like that. Then you just got to see if they're feasible for a Subdivide after the fact and predicting, as best as you can, predicting the end value. You don't want to start making offers on things and you're like, okay, I'm offering this $200,000 offer. I don't really know what it's going to sell for after I subdivide it. You want to know in the areas you're going for, like, okay, if I subdivide into 5-acre parcels, this is how much 5 is going for. So you want to, before you're making offers, like you don't want to get a bad word in the area, like this person's just throwing out offers. So understanding that you can make the deal work with what your initial offer is and you're not just going through due diligence, and that's when you determine the end price. I think that's one of the bigger things, but yeah, there's upfront work before the offer for sure.
100%. And then, so it comes in, you get a good lead. It's over 40 acres. Then you go to the land portal, type it in, look at the road frontage and the property card. It's going to tell you the road frontage, draw it out, draw your subdivision out, see if it makes sense. The biggest thing first, look at the road frontage, right? Because that's going to make or break if you can do a minor subdivision.
County regulations as well.
Oh, but you should do that before.
Yeah.
Do that before you go to the realtor and target, is make sure there's not heavy restrictions in the county. You know, a lot of people like to put laws on everything, saying you got to do it this way, you got to do it this way. I think for something like this, if you're doing it near you and you need county approval, you need to send a letter of notice for this. What you can do, that's okay.
Be in your contract.
Talk to them, say, what are the chances? Why would something get declined? Like, why would a minor subdivision that follows all your rules get declined ever? What was the last one? So talk to the guy, the engineer, whoever it is at the county, and tell them what you're trying to do and say, why would this get declined? Like, is there any reason that's going to decline it? And they will tell you. But then what you can do is when you have your due diligence phase for 14 days is put that as a part of it, essentially. And make sure, like, if you don't want it to take 90-day approval process, make sure it's nothing like crazy like that. But sending a letter in and wait, you can, but just sending in a letter or sending in your notice of subdivision or whatever it is isn't a deal breaker if it's in your backyard necessarily. Now, there are counties that you won't have any approval. It's non-restrictive. Do whatever you want. This is what you need. And those are great. But you're not always going to find those. And that limits your supply a lot. So always think outside the box too.
That's a good point. Yeah. There's so many different places you can do this, and you can get to more restrictive areas. Like, you start doing this really well and like, okay, I sent this notice, I'm getting this approved, I'm doing this. Starting to go to more restrictive areas is definitely like a next step, I think, where there's more barrier to entry as well.
Where do you think the money's made? The actual, like, when people are doing big.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
they're putting in roads, they're doing stuff.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I think it's kind of baby steps. Like the minor subdivide, no restrictions, just split into whatever you feel like is like that first one. And then like, okay, there's some restrictions. You got to do this like this. And then you get into ones like, okay, you can build a dirt road and have to do X. And like you just keep on scaling up. And every step you take is going to make you more money in general, those types of deals.
Yeah.
And give you more inventory. There's more restriction to entry as well.
Yeah.
Bigger barrier to entry.
Absolutely. Just think outside the box with this stuff, guys, because there's a lot of different ways you can do it.
You got anything else?
I don't have anything else to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think the MLS, like 3 years ago, we weren't talking about buying deals on the MLS for sure. Like it just wasn't a part of what we were talking about. Now there's so many opportunities in different areas. I really love this topic, guys. Let us know in the comments, like if you guys have done deals like this in the MLS. Other than that, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button below. Leave us a comment, like I said. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, leave us a review. It helps so much. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining, guys. As always, thank you for joining. Please do us a huge favor and like and subscribe our YouTube channel and share this with a friend. It really means the world to Ron and I, but more importantly, it could help change the life of someone else. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next episode.